Good evening, everyone. I am Doreen Grace C. Eason. Today I will discuss to you about the cone of experience. Before we start, let me tell you a little background information about the proponent of the cone of experience. Edgar Dale. He is the proponent of the cone of experience. He is an American educator who developed the cone of experience, also known as the learning pyramid. He receives his bachelor and master's degree from the University of North Dakota and his doctoral degree from the University of Chicago. He joined the Eastman Kodak Company, where he collaborated on some of the earliest studies of learning from film. His idea also was influenced by other educators. First is Pistolazzi, 1746 to 1827, who pioneered the concept of learning through activity. And another one is Probel, 1782 to 1852, who first promoted the principle that children have unique needs and capabilities. But he was heavily influenced by the concept of John Dewey. John Dewey stressed the importance of the continuity of learning experiences from schools into the real world and argued for a greater focus on higher order outcomes and meaningful learning. In 1946, Dale expanded Dewey's concept of the continuity of learning through experience by developing the cone of experience. So, here in 1946, he started to develop the cone of experience. Dale is also known as the father of modern technology. This is the cone of experience and it has 11 stages. The cone of experience was introduced by Dale in 1946 in his book entitled Audiovisual Methods in Learning. The cone of experience is a visual model, a pictorial device that presents the bands of arranged according to degree of abstraction in that degree of difficulty. As you go from the bottom of the cone, the more abstract the experience becomes. Dale in 1969 regarded the cone as a visual analogy to show the progression of learning experiences from the concrete to the abstract rather than as a prescription for instruction with media. In the last edition of Audiovisual Methods in Teaching in 1969, Dales integrated Brunner's three modes of learning into cone by categorizing learning experiences into three modes. The inactive or the learning by doing. Second is the iconic or the learning through observation. And the symbolic experience, learning through abstraction. Now we will discuss about the first level of the cone, the direct purposeful experiences. This is a hands-on activity that grants us responsibility for driving a specific outcome. Learners can see, handle, taste, feel, touch, and smell this experience. So, ibig sabihin, when we say direct purposeful experience, nandoon ka mismo, ginagawa mo mismo, nakikita mo mismo, nahahawakan mo, or na-smell mo, nakikita talaga ng dalawang mata mo, or you are doing it personally. Hands-on ka. Ibig sabihin, hands-on ka. Ikaw mismo yung gumagawa ng isang bagay. So, learners learn by doing tasks themselves. As a result, learning happens through actual hands-on experiences. So, second is the contrived experiences. It focuses on the editing of reality. Teachers use representative models and mock-ups to provide an experience that is as close to reality as possible. Models. It is a reproduction of a real thing in a small scale or a large scale or exact size but made of synthetic materials. Example nito is a globe. We have lessons about the earth, so we cannot bring the earth inside the classroom. That's why we are bringing this globe, yung bilog, kung saan it is a small scale or a small version of the earth. Mock-ups. Mock-ups is an arrangement of a real device or associated devices displayed in such a way that representation of reality is created. So we make use of representation. So for example, you have a lesson about the digestive system. Hindi naman pwedeng dadalhin natin yung tao, yung buhay na tao para buksan, sara ang kanyang digestive system. We are bringing mock-ups para i-explain how the intestine is placed, how the large intestine is placed, how the small intestine is placed, asang parte dito ang nakalagay ang mga ganitong parts of the digestive system. Lahat yung mga bagay na nadetach or at nababalik, they are called the mock-ups. So, with the use of the contrived experience, it can overcome limitations of space and time to edit reality for us to be able to focus on parts of the process of a system that we intend to study, to overcome difficulties of size, to understand the inaccessibility, to help the learners understand abstraction. The third one is the dramatized experience. When we say dramatized experience, this can be seen as a role play exercises. This means reconstructing situations for learning purposes. This enables also learners to participate in reconstructed experiences that could give them a better understanding of the idea or the concept. Some examples of dramatic experiences are the plays, wherein plays depicts character, life character, and culture. Pageants, it is community drama and a small scale. Pantomime, yung mga body movements, yung taong nakatayo lang without saying anything but the body movement says something. Tableau, it is a scene of people against a backdrop. They make still images with their bodies to represent a scene. Role play, this is a unrehearsed play. All dramatization is essentially a purpose of communication, in which both participants and spectators are engaged. A creative interaction takes place, a sharing of ideas. Fourth is the demonstration. Demonstration is a process of teaching someone how to make or do something in a step-by-step process. As you show how, you tell what you are doing. Ito yung ginagawa ng mga teachers. See, you can see in the images also kung anong ginagawa ng teacher. So, dinedemo nila paano gawin yung pag-pour ng mga chemicals sa anong tawag niyang mga materials or equipment na ginagamit sa mga laboratory equipment. Dinedemo niya kung paano gawin. Tapos, susundin na lang ng mga students. Ganon din yung nasa babang picture. He is blowing para mag-move yung little windmill. And the students also will follow what the teacher is doing. A demonstration is a visualized explanation of facts, ideas, or processes. They are a common way to train employees or students as they require relatively little preparation and resources. After all, individuals observe a lot simply by watching others. So, natututo ang mga bata kasi napapanood na nila si teacher tapos gagayahin nila. That is the demonstration. Next is the field trip. A field trip is an educational procedure by which the learners obtain first-hand information by observing places, objects, phenomena, and processes in their natural settings. So this is very exciting, especially for the kids, or not even for the kids, even adult also. Not only for the kids, but even adults also. Pag sinabing field trip, it's exciting. So it is an event or activities where students leave the school grounds for the purpose of curriculum-related studies or outdoor education. So this is a concrete learning also because they will interact with the natural setting kung ano talaga yung nandun. Halimbawa, pumunta nga sa zoo, gaya ng picture na yan. So, ma-feel talaga nila kung at makikita talaga nila kung ano yung mga hayop na nasa zoo. At the same time, ma-feel nila at ma-retain sa kanila ng memories na nangyari sa field trip na yan. Field trip is fun and educational. Field trips are opportunities for rich and memorable experiences which are fundamental to learning that last. Yes, it will last. Kasi may mga field trips, even pa nung mga bata pa tayo, may mga student field trips. Naaalala ko pa din yung mga field trips na nagawa namin. I hope kayo din. Because it is very memorable nga naman talaga. It helps expand the social learning opportunities provided by online learning. As a result, the learning experience is not limited to the traditional training settings, but rather extended to a more complex environment. Next is the exhibits. Exhibits is an event at which objects or any items or maybe a skill shown to public, such as painting on display, at a gallery, or at a historical document shown under a glass in a museum. In fact, this level can be summarized as meaningful displays with limited handling. After all, most exhibits are experiences that are for the eyes only. Yet, some exhibits include sensory elements that can be related to direct purposeful experiences. These exhibits are specifically designed for interactivity. Yes, may mga exhibit din na interactive na pwedeng hawakan, pwedeng galawin, or pwedeng i-manipulate. That's why mag-i-enjoy talaga yung mga bata. So after all, exhibits are a great way to present students with exposure to new ideas, discoveries, and inventions that would be more difficult to display in a classroom setting. Seventh is the educational television. Educational tools like visual media, film, video, and television were considered as high potential impact. They are now more accessible and less cumbersome to use. Students can watch educational and informative programs that supplement their learning, and one of the best benefits of television for students is most lessons are presented in fun, entertaining ways that kids take delight in. The film, video, and TV are powerful instructional tools. Teaching learning process becomes more concrete, lively, colorful, and interactive if they are used appropriately and moderately. It adds to a more lasting learning experience. It adds to a more lasting learning because of its visual, audio, and motion effects. These effects makes learning fun and enjoyable. Motion pictures imply value and message through moving pictures. These are abstract experiences as learners focus on observation instead of active participation. The ninth is the recording radio and still picture. These are the visual and auditory devices which may be used by an individual or a group. It is for students who cannot deal with the motion or pace of real events. This is usually understood by those who have difficulties in reading. The 10th level is the visual symbols. Visual symbols are representation of direct reality, which comes in the form of signs and symbols, drawing, sketches, cartoons, diagrams, maps, posters, comics or strips, charts, and graphs. It helps the student to see the ideas, events, or processes with the use of different symbols. In fact, from sports team logos to traffic signs, we see symbols everywhere. These symbols helps people understand the world. The last level is the verbal symbols. Verbal symbols are highly abstract as they bear no physical resemblance to the object or ideas they stand for. In fact, these verbal symbols provide no visual representation or clues to their meaning, like the formulas. They'll use the word horse to illustrate this. Writing the word horse does not look like a horse, sound like a horse, or feel like a horse. In fact, the letters HORSE don't look, don't sound, smell, taste, or feel anything like an actual animal. So, that is the verbal symbols. So, yun ang 11 stages of the cone of experience. The cone of experience in education provides teaching and learning models that allows teacher to understand how to increase the retention rate of learners by involving the learner. So that ends my topic, and thank you so much for watching and listening. God bless. Bye.